Today on Attack of the Show, football's high holy day is this Sunday, and we raise a glass to it in a special Super Bowl edition of The Lush. Plus, you could watch the game on a 19-inch Trinitron, and you could also wear a party dress, Nancy. Today's AOTS hardware is all about the big screen TVs. And finally, our own Blair Butler headed to Utah for the one and only Troma Dance Film Festival. It's bloody, it is perverse. It's a live Attack of the Show, and it's starting right now.
Drop the beat. Attack. What's going on here? Attack. Think about this. Attack. Attack of the Show. Attack.
Guys,
no, I need
really good stuff. That's top shelf.
No, I need you guys to stop for a second.
That's Johnny Walker Green Label.
Do you know that you're professional and you're working and you're delivering information to people all across the country? Can you spit out your cough drop?
It's a coldies. It's got zinc.
Spit it out, Kevin.
Welcome to Attack of the Show. Oh, that hit a cameraman.
It did.
TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. I am weathering the storm that is my body. Kevin Pereira.
Very secret. Hey, everyone. I'm Olivia Munn.
Give them time.
We are coming to you live from the G4 studios in LA. Now, this has been a strange week here at AOTS, what with the whole Aqua Teen Hunger Force terrorism thing, but we're happy to say that finally we have some bigger, more important news.
Yes. There's one shadow, apparently, that America isn't afraid of, not its own. Guess what, woodchuckers?
Woodchuckers.
It's Groundhog Day!
Woo! That's right, each and every one of you. This is one time where television really fails to capture the true excitement of a large squirrel predicting the weather.
See, if you really care, care whether or not the groundhog saw its own shadow, obviously you live someplace cold. 6 more weeks of winter in Los Angeles means maybe a day or two of rain.
Yeah, I hate the rain.
Yeah. I'll work on my tan lines next week. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Eat it, the rest of the country. We have a boring, predictable climate. Your woodchuck has no power over what we do here.
However, the internet woke up this morning and saw its own shadow. So you know what that means, right? Means we have to go around the net.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. First up, this weekend's Super Bowl is more than just team versus team. It's actually species versus species.
Which side are you on? The Bears, Colts?
I'm going for the Bears, I think.
Well, there's a new website that has actually taken on this challenge, so you don't have to. It's pitting the two beasts against each other in games of skill.
You know what, forget defense, forget offense, forget special teams. It all comes down to basic animal cunning. And that's why I'm going with bear, because you never see bear rides at petting zoos. Am I right? Think about it. Think about it. And finally, folks, trampolines, they're fun, right? Because they count as exercise for people who are easily deluded, and they create deliciously unsafe conditions.
Still, it does take a special brand of uncoordinated spaz to actually jump onto one and then miss.
Yes.
And you know who you are out there, and thanks to the video, we know who you are, too.
Hey, ik weet met jouw nieuw idee en nieuw. Oh!
Okay, see, here's what happens. Okay, there's two kinds of people. Woo! Two kinds of people. The people where when they trip and they fall, they get up right away, they shake it off.
Oh, no, it's cool.
And then
it's cool. I'm good.
And then there's people like him who, as soon as they do something stupid like that, they just lay there and like, maybe no one will notice.
It never happened.
It never happened.
Don't look at me.
I think that I say he'll never have kids again, but really, what are the odds that he were actually going to have kids in the beginning? Like anyone actually procreate with him?
You don't have to be Darwin to figure that out.
No.
But it'd actually be pretty sweet if you were, though, because he'd have that awesome beard. Kick-ass facial hair is all I'm saying. Darwin had a beard.
That's enough for today.
Of course, we've got tons of hand-picked videos available anytime at g4tv.com/aroundthenet, formerly known as the Daily Nut.
Yes.
Now it's just a symbol.
It is just a symbol, and I'd like to tell you guys that this is a place where you can also sign up for the Around the Net podcast. It's new, same, Greatness? New name, same greatness.
Right now, it's time for the only news you need to know. Here's Layla Cayley and the feed headlines.
Thanks, guys. Here's what's coming up in the feed. First, find out what's making everyone cash in their savings for the new HD TVs. Then we'll let you know which free high-profile demos are en route to Xbox Live. And we'll stoke your fears with another possible computer-caused doomsday scenario. It's all coming your way in the feed, but first, back to you guys.
All right, coming up, one man has decided to take the full brunt of the world's growing anti-Americanism.
Who is it?
Well, he's taking the brunt to the face, as you can see. We've got the patriotic action later in the show. He really gets slugged.
He gets slugged, I love. I hit you a lot.
You do.
But you like it, kind of, sometimes, maybe.
In the name of freedom.
In the name of freedom. Now, we've got some commercials coming up, but don't worry, they're like tiny little movies with everything taken out except the product placement.
What's the best part?
Yeah, enjoy. We'll be right back. Watch.
Here's what's coming up on today's Attack of the Show. The big game is coming up, so we're showing off the big screen TVs you wish you could watch it on when AOTS hardware goes high def. And we're heading to Miami, but not for the Super Bowl, just the crazy partying that surrounds it. They're taking to the streets and putting out the word, it's the fandom of Trauma Dance. All this and more when the Attack comes back.
Welcome back to Attack of the Show. We are just knee-deep in fun, and that's why we're wearing short pants. Now, the only thing that can actually make this Sunday's big game more exciting is a helping hand from Olivia and Will.
Thanks, Kev. Now, if the idea of watching Rex Grossman choke in high def, that's right, I said it. If that can't inspire you to get yourself a big new TV, then maybe AOTS hardware can. What's up, Will? Now, tell me if I'm right. You are a very popular guy on This Weekend because of your big home theater system.
I'm a popular guy year-round.
Year-round? Well, how big is your TV at home?
42-inch.
That's not very big.
I know, it's kind of small. I'm not compensating. So.
Because there's some people we know, like our stage manager, Andy, who has a 70-inch.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's compensating. I get that.
Kevin, too, big one.
Kevin.
TV.
Now, I'm actually glad you've brought some really great HD TVs with us. Show me what I'm looking at first.
Okay, now, high def was made for events like the Super Bowl. And I can't wait to see my Colts beat the Bears because, as we know, the Bears don't actually have a quarterback, so I'm pretty excited.
Now, first up, you've got a high-def 37-inch LCD from ViewSonic. So,
yes.
What is this?
This is the M3751W. It's a great HD TV from ViewSonic, a company who knows a thing or two about LCD screens. It supports everything from 480i to 1080i. It has a built-in HD TV tuner. But, you know, cable management is also, it can be a huge problem with these huge TVs. But this one does have a nice removable rear panel for easy cord management. It also gets points for its 3 HDMI inputs, which a lot of the competitors will charge you extra for. I mean, this is a must.
3 is great.
3 is great, yeah. This is a must if you want to send multiple HD sources to your TV. It retails for a little less than $1,000. Very
That's
cool.
great. Now, I have to say, ViewSonic isn't a household name. It's not like Sony or Panasonic. Is it as good as the name brand ones?
Okay, but that's true. Like, it isn't actually a household name.
Never heard of it, actually.
Yeah, but this TV really, really performs well. And the HD inputs are really nice plus, and that's important to anyone who's committed to high def. And I like the fact that it actually comes with all the cables you need to set up your home theater, which unfortunately that's becoming a rarity. Like a lot of these companies, you'll buy the TV, you'll go home, and you have to go back to the store to buy cables, and that's a drag. You know, you're really excited.
Or when you're at the store, they say, "Yeah, you want this TV?" Now you have to go buy $200 worth of other stuff before you can actually get to watch TV. That's great. Now, Sel, tell me about this next TV you have behind us.
It's the 542i from Olivia.
Olivia?
Yes. No, Olivia.
Olivia?
Olivia.
Oh, with an E. I like the sound of it, though. They're smart, trying to get buyers in.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So, like our previous TV, the Olivia supports up to 1080i, but this one rocks a great picture. It's got a contrast ratio of 1600:1 compared to the 1000:1 ratio of the ViewSonic that we just looked at. It has some nice removable 40-watt speakers, but I gotta say, as good as the picture looks, it's kind of an ugly TV. The thing is a beast, and with its standard speakers, it's huge. It's a big thing, and with the speakers and the stand, it weighs damn near 100 pounds. And you know, this one retails for about $1,099, but you know, it's big.
That is big because, I mean, that's like back in the day when your parents would have TVs with all this stuff around it. Now, how does this weigh compared to other TVs? Okay,
well, the ViewSonic weighs nearly 30 pounds less, and our next TV, while 5 inches larger, is about 10 pounds lighter. And like, this can be a really big deal when you're looking to find a nice place to put it in your home, or if you want to mount it on a wall or something.
Okay, well, now that brings us to our next TV, which is this one behind us. Now, is bigger always better?
Well, that's what they tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I agree.
So this is Vizio's GV47LF. It's a great high-def set, and it's the only one of the bunch that we're looking at today that supports 1080p.
Now, I got to say, when I was at CES, 1080p was huge. They said it's imperative for your TVs to have 1080p.
It's the way of the future.
To not have a 1080p is kind of like lame-o.
That's so last year.
So last year, 2006.
Exactly. This guy's great though. It has a contrast ratio of 1600 to 1, and it has removable speakers as well that are designed even better than those on the Olivia. You can actually control the whole thing from a touch panel in its lower corner, and this one is the best of the bunch. It retails for almost $1,900. But an HD set this large and this impressive would cost thousands more not long ago. It's pretty cool.
Great. Now, if you had, I know Vizio is a popular one over at Costco. I was actually thinking about getting it because it's like a couple $1,000s less than a Sony or Panasonic.
Yes.
This is what I'm going for, but out of the three here, what's your pick?
Okay, it's the Vizio has the best picture and the most versatility as well. I dig this guy, but they also have
Vizio. So we're going Vizio.
It's a really good. It's a good picture. It's a good machine.
It looks really great,
and it's affordable. But they also have a 37-inch version that's a much lower price point, and it's also a really good
Vizio.
unit.
All these are great, but we'd say Vizio.
I'd say the Vizio, but also the G4 on the website. We have this really good extensive roundup of all these TVs for the big game. So people got to head on over to g4tv.com/AOTS and check it out.
Check it out. Great for all those in-depth coverage on all these TVs.
All these
Thanks
TVs
so much,
and
Will.
more.
And remember, for even more of the latest news on computers, games, and tech, subscribe to the AOTS Hardware Podcast, available anytime at g4tv.com/podcast. Now, we all know you love the G4 Podcast, but you might be wondering what we're watching online. Get ready to grab some RSS feeds because it's time to attack this. First up, Ask a Ninja delivers the answers to all your burning ninja-themed questions like, what kind of dates do ninjas go on, and do ninjas play miniature golf? This award-winning video podcast is still one of the funniest things we've ever seen on the internet, and that includes the video of that dog that humps and pukes on that other dog. Now, the Masked Ninja is the master of the fast cut, and his menacing hand movements are enchanting, really. Subscribe to Ask a Ninja at askaninja.com. Next, the Dig Nation podcast is the weekly roundup of all the biggest stories from the front page of dig.com, delivered by the show's hosts, Kevin Rose and Alex Albrecht. They've got a knack for taking their show into some of the biggest geek events like Macworld, CES, and E3. And as all nerds should, they read the news with a beer and plenty of strong language. Next, Rocket Boom is the pioneering daily news podcast that covers internet culture, tech, news, and international events with the help of their team of international correspondents. Rocket Boom's anchor Joanne Colin delivers the news with a humorous slant, and she is one of the most likable newscasters on or off the TV. Check it out in HD at rocketboom.com. And finally, the Channel Frederator. Yes, the Channel Frederator. It's a cartoon podcast that actually is presented by these statues from last week to the winners of the first annual Freddy's Award. Each week, Channel Frederator presents independent and not so independent cartoons submitted by animators from all over the world. Head on over to channelfrederator.com, where you can see the nominees and winners from this year's Freddy's Awards, and subscribe to the podcast for more free tunes. This is their award. It's cute. Lightweight. That's today's Attack This. Visit g4tv.com/AOTS for links to all these podcasts. Don't go getting a life just yet. Please sit back down because we've got your news fix in the feed. And we explore the wild reaches of the nerd animal kingdom. It's all coming up next, so stick around. To Attack of the Show, TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. I am Olivia Munn, and I have a hole in my heart that can only be filled by you. Well, you and Kevin. Kevin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm the stopgap. Thank you. Thanks, Olivia. Now, there are nerds, right? And then there are gun-nerds. Those who are so nerdy, they actually are a new species. Well, luckily, one man has made it his life's work to study them. And that's why, folks, I'm proud to give you the Gun-Nerd Hunter. We are honored, really, to be joined once again by our resident anthropologist and nerd expert, Talisker Fernley. Hello, Talisker.
Thank you, Kevin. That's Talisker Fernley, GED. And can I just say what a great honor it is for me to be here earning a steady income?
Okay, but again, it's a pleasure to have you. So why don't you explain what you'll be doing for us exactly, Talisker?
Well, as you know, we at the Talisker Fernley Institute are at the forefront of Gnerd research. Because as far as I know, I'm the only one doing it. I'm here to highlight a few of the rarest, most exquisite examples of Gnerds on the internet. The ones who let their geek flags fly high and proud for the benefit of humanity. You know, there really is a wealth of Gnerddom online. And, of course, it's much cheaper than mounting another expedition. Shall we begin?
Yes, please. Let's get started.
Behold Dalmatius, a choice-cut example of a Gnerdus Socialis Gothus. Basically a goth nerd who is also surprisingly active on social networking websites.
Wait, well, you actually have a name for that particular specific type of activity?
Yes, Kevin, I am an anthropologist. This is what I do.
Oh, okay.
Dalmatius is a 43-year-old Italian who describes himself as a, quote, artist, dandy, and anachronism. And as you can see, his MySpace page is black as, one would assume, his soul. And as interests, he's got all the telltale signs of gothdom. Dark fantasy, the Renaissance, magic, and cats. Or as they call them, familiars. What sets this breed apart, however, is their social interaction. This Gnerd is also a prolific MySpace blogger, and all of his entries are personality quizzes. Provides amazingly swift insight into his persona. We can see his type of art movement is romanticism, and his bohemian cat is Tabby the Page Boy, and his sexual IQ is 139. 139, Kevin!
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's pretty high.
Kevin,
right?
It's near genius. The average sexual IQ for Gnerds is well below functional. This really is quite a sensual discovery. And he also is a prolific artist, as you can see from his personal website, producing the most amazing works of fantasy. Dragon riding knights, flamingo riding wizards, and smoking hot ladies in plate mail.
Okay, but really, Talisker, it looks like a bunch of busty women and scary dudes with bad wigs, right?
To the layman, perhaps, but to us trained anthropologists, this is like an internet version of the Louvre. I'd buy a print, but there's no way my catwise would let it in the house. They've got some body image issues.
Okay, what else do you have for us, Talisker?
Kevin, this one is quite exciting. It's a grammarian Gnerd, who are usually quite shy. It's rare to see them out and about.
All right, so what's special about this particular species, if you will?
The Gnerdus Vox Reclus Grammatis is an interesting hybrid of Gnerd tendencies. His grammar expertise is razor-sharp and unyielding, but highly specialized. The Gnerd in question appears to be an expert on the proper usage of aviation terms, and when he noted a discrepancy in his local newspaper, he went into a fit of Gnerd rage and left a voicemail. Let's take a listen.
It says, Forest Service begins testing pilotless drone. There's no such thing as a non-pilotless drone. They're all pilotless drones. Pilotless airplane. Drone. 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 Get it? Drone. Pilotless airplane. Drone. Drone. Get it? You high school dropout? Huh?
Oh, okay, was that a paper bag with a mustache glued to it, Talisker?
What?
Never mind. But a voicemail. That's pretty cowardly, though. If you're calling someone out, you do it in a...
Kevin, I'm personally stunned he didn't just leave this on a message board. Gnerds will rarely engage in actual or RL conflict. But specific and correct verbal complaints directed at the person they're complaining about is pretty spectacular.
Well, it's definitely the angriest I've heard someone get about a language redundancy.
Then you've never been to the Elements of StyleCon. Those grammarians really pull out the word daggers, let me tell you.
Okay, so you have one more for us, Talisker?
You know, I was a recipient of some pretty painful multisyllabic barbs in that convention hall.
Mr. Fernley? You got a...
Oh, yes, sorry.
Yeah.
And the final, most impressive Gnerds of this series are a roving herd of Star Trek Gnerds. They live in secrecy, creating their own twisted versions of the universe's continuity for nothing but the pure joy of doing it.
Well, so they're fan fiction writers, right?
And so much more.
Okay.
This is the group writing and filming the storylines of the original series as if it had never been cancelled. Take a look.
As I'm sure Lieutenant Uhura has told you, my request has Priority 1 authorization. You may confirm this with Starfleet Command, but you must comply. Spock out.
Well, Priority 1 it is. Lieutenant Uhura, sound red alert. Helm, set course for Gateway. Aye, sir. Coming to course 011, mark 30. Commander.
All right, so, I mean, The
series was cancelled. But this group, this Star Trek New Voyages crew, went the extra light year. The level of care and attention to detail is unbelievable. They used the actual blueprints from the show to build a scale replica of the set. They've got original writers, producers, and actors to get involved. And the hair. The beautiful, exquisitely crafted hair.
Oh, I think that might have been a wig.
That's preposterous, Kevin. Nonsense.
Okay, all right. Mr. Fernley, as always, I guess it's been an education, or the general equivalent of one. Yeah, thank you, sir. There's no better way to really de-nerd than to have a little sexy time. So here's Olivia and Anna David with another dose of In Your Pants.
We were just talking about our music. Do you like our music?
Yeah, it's a groovy little song.
It is. It makes
come
me...
Come on, baby.
Nice. Okay, well, you guys, if you don't know Anna David, well, I don't know what's wrong with you. You know her song. She's sex columnist Anna David, and she's written for magazines like UK Esquire and Playboy, and is back with more advice for you. All right, now, our first question is from a guy who wants to know if he is boring himself.
Is it possible to have so much sex that you lose interest?
Well, I don't know who's having sex with you, but I'm sure she's lost interest in you, personally.
I think that there are reasons why men can lose interest in sex. I mean, it can definitely be that it's the same woman and you're tired of having sex with her. But it can also be like if you're on an SSRI or another antidepressant, that absolutely can affect your sex drive. If you're suffering from depression, if you've got an alcohol problem, you know that that's definitely...
What about if it's as simple as... You can't look forward to it. Like, there's not that, like, you know...
It's gotten to be routine and stale.
Well, not routine, but, like, say you're having sex all the time, like, you don't get to miss it. You don't get to crave it, you know? Like, you're like, okay, as soon as you crave a little bit, it's like, you don't get that build-up.
For men, they don't need to like crave it. I mean, they don't need to be denied. I don't think that they need to be denied sex in order to want it. In general, the male sex drive doesn't.
There has to be some men.
There absolutely are some men, but in general, it's certainly under the age of 35. That's true, and certainly under the age of 25.
So to help him out, basically, you don't have to fear that you're going to bore yourself.
Well, I think look at your relationship. If it's something that you can sort of spice up your relationship, if you can tell your girlfriend what your fantasies are and sort of start to act them out, things like that. Look at that. But also, if it's a problem that you know, that it's something else about you that you need to look into, you might want to consider seeing a doctor if it is something else.
Or just tell her to hold off till later on that night. And finally, a guy who might not have it all.
My girlfriend is very controlling. She's rude to my friends and family, but she wants to get married. I mean, I love her, but I don't know what to do. You got any advice?
Dude, a super controlling woman.
Super controlling woman.
I don't know.
I think you, as a female, you really have to, like this is a little advice to his girlfriend, you really have to back off, because at the end of the day, it's like, you can't live like that. No matter how hot you are, no matter how good the sex is, no matter how, much, you're best friends, you have to back off. Same thing with guys, who don't get all aggressive and
Which is kind of the point. I mean, you say you really love her. She's super controlling. I think he just said she's mean to your friends and family.
Yeah.
What exactly is it that you love about her? I mean, I think that a lot of us
She's got a funny sense of humor.
I know a lot of guys who are in relationships with super controlling women. They're like, I love her, things are great. But like, really, they feel like this is the best they're going to do, or they feel trapped in these relationships.
Or they're afraid to get out of something they're so used to, that
Exactly.
routine.
I think that is the main reason.
Never stay with anybody that's controlling. And chances are, if you're asking us right now, you've already talked to her about it, and so basically you're still stuck in this. Dump her.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's possible to date somebody like that. If she really wants to get married and you're not ready, then that's not a person that's focused on having a really healthy relationship.
You should dump her.
And we're agreeing, and that's not always the case. So I think you better.
Now, you guys want to get all of Anna's answers to all these questions you just heard, go to our website at g4tv.com/AOTS, and to find out more about Anna David, go to annadavid.com.
And now, here to act as a calming influence on the entire country, Miss Olivia Munn.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, just a quick reminder, if you still got a burning relationship question and need some personal sex advice, Anna David of In Your Pants fame is here for you. Just send in a viewer voicemail of yourself and your question over to AnnaVideos at g4tv.com. If it's good enough, Anna might drop by and answer it live in person. Attack of the Show will return tanned, rested, and ready right after this. Stick around.
We get our news from reliable sources, honestly. It's The Feed. And we're skipping the Super Bowl and heading straight for the Miami nightlife.
Hey, welcome back to Attack of the Show, TV's only source for all the stuff you care about.
We've still got more of said stuff coming up, including comedian Keith Healy's valiant attempt to redeem America's worldwide reputation. We'll have that for you guys later in the show.
But right now, it's time for the only news you need to know, and here it is.
In the feed.
That's it.
Thanks, guys. I'm Layla Kaylee, and it's time to start the feed. If you are thinking about dropping $10,000 on an impulse TV purchase before Super Bowl Sunday, you are not alone. An estimated 2.5 million Americans are buying new HD TV sets for the big game. Sales are further fueled by special Super Bowl discounts and the fact that the Chicago Bears are making their first bowl appearance in 21 years. Prices of HD TVs are down almost 30% from last year, but can still reach prices of over $150,000 for an 80-inch set. That's a lot, I can't even speak. If new Xbox Live Arcade titles aren't enough to get your gaming going, then Microsoft's Major Nelson's got you covered. The vocal staff member announced 2 new high-profile free demos for the service available today. First is a single-player demo of Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2, which will hit store shelves in March. Electronic Arts is also releasing a demo of NBA Street Home Court, which is a 7-point game between the Pistons and the Nuggets at Venice Beach. Earlier this week, the Xbox Live Arcade announced a new collection of arcade downloads suite. If you still have any leftover canned goods stored away in your bomb shelter from New Year's 1999, you might want to dust them off for this March. In 2005, Congress moved the start date of daylight savings time from April to March. Most people are not aware of the change, which has the potential to cause significant scheduling problems in computer systems. IBM warns on its website that any time-sensitive functions could be impacted by this change. Banks, air traffic controllers, and many corporations are now scrambling to make sure their systems will handle the change. The new start of daylight savings time is March 11th. I better hit those banks. And finally, Neil Patrick Harris has agreed to make a repeat appearance in an upcoming sequel to Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. The actor will reprise his role in the original, where he played himself in a self-spoofing turn. 11 actors have committed to the project, as well as the original writer and director. The sequel will follow the pair as they get mistaken for terrorists detained in Guantanamo Bay and make their way back across America. Sounds like fun. Well, that's it for today, but don't worry, the feed doesn't stop here. Get all the news you need to know anytime at G4TV.com. I'm Layla Kaylee, and you've just been fed. Back to you.
All right, we'd like to give you a little heads up about something called X-Play, the musical. Yeah, the only logical step in the continuing evolution of TV's single greatest video game review show.
X-Play hosts Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb are given the opportunity to create and star in the most amazing video game of all time. Now, will the X-Play game be too much for our heroes to handle? Will Adam finally learn to read? Will Morgan free herself from the spell of the Goblin King? Can either of them actually carry a tune?
That's the real question. Tune in Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern to find out.
Now's a good time for you guys to go grab some of Grandpa's old cough medicine if you know what I mean.
But stumble back, Paris, because we've got plenty more show right after this.
Hey, there she is. Oh. Hi, Paris.
Forget the big game. We need a big drink. It's the Lush in Miami. And our resident pigskin expert, Jimmy the Geek, swings by and shows us how to pick a winner.
Welcome back to Attack of the Show, where we firmly believe the most talented Manning brother is Shemp. Now, when the feed's Layla Kaylee isn't in the White House press room or secretly bugging Bill Gates' office, she can usually be found drinking. Heavily. She recently hit the streets of Miami for a special big game edition of The Lush.
What's up, you guys? I'm Layla, and I'm here at Miami's Dolphin Stadium, and this place is going to be the center of the universe come Sunday. But we all know the Super Bowl has some amazing parties as well, and I'm going to be hitting the hot spots and showing you guys where to go if you're lucky enough to be in South Beach for the big game. Check it out!
Now, if you want to have a little puff with your Super Bowl party, make sure you check out the Havana Club. What brings people to your place?
I'd say there's 2 reasons. The number 1 would probably be the view. There's no view like this on the eastern seaboard of the United States. This is the only club in the state of Florida that one can dine, smoke, drink in the same location.
55 stories up, the Havana Club sports the largest private humidor in the United States. And if you scrape up the $650 for their exclusive Super Bowl party, you might be able to mingle with members Alec Baldwin, Kevin Costner, and everyone's favorite Steven Seagal.
What What is the point of that?
For something a little bit more exotic, make sure you check out Chakra.
So, Chaim, what's the theme of tonight's party here at Chakra?
It's gonna be leather and laces.
That sounds kind of risque.
Very risque with all those beautiful women.
Speaking of beautiful women, I heard Carmen Electra, Jenny McCarthy,
And
Kelly
more.
Monaco, they're all going to be here.
Parties will be raining down all weekend at Chakra, with performers like Diddy and Ludacris dropping in. And for a mere $8.50, you get access to all the VIP venues. So you're cool. Pay the rent or play with the ladies.
So if hanging out on one floor isn't enough for you, make sure you check out Bricks Nightclub. Cheers. There's a lot of Super Bowl parties going on. Why is this one going to be so special?
Well, this particular venue has 3 separate fields. It has an upstairs garden. It has the main room, which is very New York style, being that we have quite a large dance floor. We have the main courtyard outside, which is very old Miami.
Hosting tonight's Pure Rush Super Bowl party, Bricks event is sure to be hot. And if you drop $4.50, you'll get access to all the VIP areas and bottle service, and hopefully a booth close to our favorite bartender. So if you're in Miami and have the money, now you know the places to be Super Bowl weekend.
And now someone who can knock them back with the best of them, Miss Olivia Munn.
Thanks, Kevin. That is right. I did win our beer chugging competition. That was me. Now, it was not rigged. Speaking of all things Super Bowl, though, we wouldn't think of watching without first checking in with our very own numbers man, Jimmy the Geek. Jimmy, how are you? Are you all right? You look like you're sweating a little. I mean, well, more than usual anyway. Are you okay?
Yeah, sure, Olivia. You know, everything's fine. Some guys that kind of make Tony Soprano look a little bit like a Nancy boy are expecting a lot of money from the Geeker, which he does not have at the moment.
Well, you know, Jimmy, this guy came by the studio asking about you earlier. He looked kind of Soprano-ish. He was cute. He had a little hat on.
Great, Olivia. That's just what I needed, you know? What do you say we get this thing over with real quick?
Okay, let's do it. How do you think Indianapolis will do this weekend?
All right, the Colts have had an amazing season. This team has a killer offense led by Peyton Manning. The beginning of the season was all about the sibling rivalry with brother Eli, and now the real story is how the guy has more commercials than touchdown passes.
Now, Jimmy, what about the Bears? They're this year's Cinderella story, if not the biggest in years.
Yeah. The Bears season, fun to watch. That Rex Grossman looked like a leader at the start, but now he's looking just like he's barely holding on there. But what the Bears lack in offense, they make up in the defense, and they'll need it if they want to keep Peyton from doing another one of those MasterCard commercials.
Now, who do you think is going to win the big game?
Whoa. You know what? Everyone knows it doesn't really matter who actually wins. What matters are the 100 ridiculous side bets that go on.
All right. Now, so tell me, what should we look out for to win those office pools that we have going on?
All right. First off, bets are really in place on how long the Piano Man will take to sing the national anthem. 1 minute 44 is the magic number. Will he go over or under? The Geeker says you should expect this thing to drag out forever, especially if he's tickling the old ivories.
The old ivories. Now, Prince is performing the halftime show, and there's a lot of speculation over what he'll actually play.
All right, the smart money here is on Let's Go Crazy, but if you want my honest opinion, it's going to end up being some Jehovah's Witness crap.
All right. Oh, always tactful, Jimmy. Now, enough of these side bets and about musical acts and all that stuff. I want to know, who do you think is going to win the actual game, Colts or Bears? Come on, Jimmy.
I would bet my life on this team, babe. Now, according to my research...
You son of a bitch!
Oh, my God! Jimmy! Jimmy!
Oh, great.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that sucks.
Jimmy, what happened?
Oh, what the hell do you think just happened, babe? I just got shot in the gut, and now it looks like the Geeker is a goner.
And don't worry, Jimmy, hold on there. We've got people in the studio calling the paramedics right now. We're going to get you safe, Jimmy, I promise.
You know what? I'm not seeing the light and all that stuff.
Jimmy, you got to hold on for me, man. You got to hold on.
Olivia, before I go, one last thing.
Yes, Jimmy, anything you need. I'm right here. What?
Will you show me your rack there, babe?
Oh dear. Oh, that's tragic.
Bears by 7.
It was bound to happen, really. Well, we'll find out this Sunday if Jimmy was right. Let's go over to Kevin right now, who better have learned a lesson from this last incident.
Why don't you guys take a break while I sort out some very conflicted feelings that I have right now. Thanks.
We pay a visit to the wildest and weirdest fans of independent film when we stop by Troma Dance headquarters.
Hey everybody, you're still watching Attack of the Show television.
It's television made for...
especially for you.
Every single day.
Every single
day.
day.
It's true. But do we ever get a thank you?
Nope.
No, but we never really asked for it. But we do get to hang out with Blair Butler, so, you know, really we can't complain. That's just money in the pocket right there.
Right?
Thank you. I paid her to say that. Anyway, I recently packed up my down jacket and my rubber masks and headed to Utah to find out what our favorite low-budget schlockmeister Lloyd Kaufman is up to. Brace yourself for the Film Festival of the Damned. This is Troma Dance. I'm here in Park City, Utah, home of the Sundance Film Festival. But of course, Sundance isn't the only game in town. There's also Troma Dance.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Now in its 8th year, Troma Dance is a free film festival dedicated to supporting truly independent cinema. And unlike Sundance, there are no movie stars or studio directors here, only true film fanatics. How fanatical? I was about to find out. I'm here at the Troma Dance condo. I've heard a lot of stories. Let's find out if any of them are true. Inside the condo, I came face to face with Team Troma, the happiest film fans on Earth.
These folks are volunteers who have come all the way from Washington, from France, from Montreal. And we all live in this beautiful, beautiful room, and we're helping to promote the independent films.
What kind of sacrifices did you make to get out here to Troma Dance?
I came out here with $20 in my pocket. I've got absolutely none of that left, but it doesn't matter. I'm here for the love of the film to promote independent cinema.
What's it like being in the condo?
It's like family. A dysfunctional, smelly, but lovely family.
Okay, folks, we're getting into the meat of the Troma Dance schedule. Today, we've got to get the level of awareness up for the movies that were shown at Park City. This is the new jihad approach to independent art.
So the Troma Dance team took to the streets. I'm just not sure Park City was ready for them.
The 8th annual Troma Dance Film Festival.
Gary, a lot of people don't realize that actually some pretty established people now, like Trey Parker and Matt Stone and James Gunn, actually, and Eli Roth all came from Troma, right?
It's true. Troma has skyrocketed the careers of many different people. Samuel L. Jackson in Death by Temptation, Kevin Costner, Sizzle Beach, USA.
We're out here advertising for our free movie festival, and there's no other way to do it other than screaming at people.
Right, and for every 5 people you freak out, there's one that actually comes to the screening, right?
It works.
People come to Park City for Sundance, but this year, I have a feeling they'll remember Troma Dance.
Troma Dance!
All the fun of being in a Lloyd Kaufman movie, none of the emotional scarring. Good time.
Did you love it there?
I did. It was cold. It was extremely cold, but it was cool to see people that passionate about movies.
It was pretty cool. Do you like Troma films?
I love the Troma stuff. What I love about it, and please feel free to slap me if I'm wrong, but you say people are passionate about movies. The people who are passionate about Troma films, it's a very different and very twisted sense of passion that, like, a normal film fan, so
it looks like the Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome people. Like, they're people in, like, crazy hockey pads and, like, sitting on each other's shoulders.
It's like going to a Comic-Con.
Yes.
When people are completely dressed up.
Exactly, but, like, in a way that sort of supports the films and, like, that Troma kind of punk rock aesthetic.
Yeah, in a way that would raise the terror alert level if they walked through Boston.
Right, exactly.
If you,
so to speak.
If you were to dress up for a Troma festival, what would you dress up as?
I liked Miss Troma Dance's costume. I personally I think I would be more happy rocking the Toxie mask.
Really?
Yeah, and there's a funny story about that. Our buddy Joe Lynch, who works here, who directs a feature film, Wrong Turn 2, he's directing that. He was actually playing the Toxic Avenger one year at Troma Dance, was very sick and threw up in the mask while they were taking a picture, and they all said, "Can you do that again?"
Yeah. Awesome.
Which is awesome. They were like, awesome. Can you do that
back and spin it up again.
And I think they're still using the same mask.
All right. Thanks so much, Blair.
No problem. My pleasure.
You guys, still coming up, we've got one man's quest to save America's reputation by letting the women of the world, well, You'll just have to see.
All right,
Trust
so
me.
make with the not doing anything. If you could just do that, it'd be great. Pronto.
Like right now, like we're not doing anything.
Watch,
We're just
that's
gonna
what
watch.
Pronto
Just watch right
implies.
now. Like
That's what Pronto implies.
If you haven't been watching Attack of the Show, this is what you're missing. For more info, go to g4tv.com/AOTS.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Attack of the Show, TV's only source for all the stuff you care about.
All right, and a few things that you've forgotten about. Well, forgotten that you've cared about,
Yeah.
but we gently reminded you.
And
Nice
let
of
us also remind you that we've got an all-new, all-live Attack of the Show for you on Monday. We'll hunt down the most fascinating text-based websites on the internet in something we like to call
Blog Watch. Plus, we are going to sift through some video gems, and we're going to select the YouTube star of the moment, which is always good fun. And we'll show you how your old GameCube gear can actually play nicely with the brand new Wii.
That's true.
It's all new on Attack of the Show Monday, right here at 7.
And finally, comedian Keith Healy knows that America is about as welcome overseas as Tara Reid is in an AA meeting, but he's doing something about it.
He's letting the women of the world take out their collective frustrations on his big, dumb American face. Wow.
That second before the last one was a man. That wasn't a woman of the world.
Yeah, it's a technicality. She hit hard.
No, it was
to the ear, too.
Yeah,
that was very,
it
very
was.
Fight
I've never
Club.
hurt you in the ear like
Yeah.
that, have I?
Ukraine was hot, though. I'd let her beat me.
Now, for all the things you guys saw today and more, go to g4tv.com/AOTS.
All right, here's the deal. X-Play. It's a show about video games.
It's coming up next.
And it's coming up next.
I feel like Thomas Edison after he cured polio. I'm on fire, baby. I'm fearless, and I'm fearless, baby. And I got the bankroll to prove it.
Get off me.